Alright, so now I will be doing the random drawing section. So just like always, I have my paper with a long list, I believe 25 different words in each category. That adds up to 75 because there are 3 categories. So let me get my random number generator going. And so 1 through 25. The first number is 13, which is a baby hippo. The second number is 3, which is argue. And the third number is 11, which is victorious. Speaking of victorious, I just watched my college football team get wrecked 51-14, so they were not victorious to the Michigan, whatever they are. I believe they're Wolverines. I don't know. But that aside, I am talking about a hippo who I guess is victorious. Oh, it's arguing victoriously. So the hippo is at least under the belief that it has succeeded. I don't know if it has already succeeded or if they're. I believe that the argument may be about whether or not the hippo has succeeded. So maybe if we there was actually a highlight in one of the previous college football games where a person got to the end zone, but they dropped the ball behind them in celebration before they got in the end zone, and the other team picked it up. So I'm going to have something along that lines. Let's say this is a race. So maybe there's a finish line, and so we have the big banner, and then there's a ribbon in between. And so this is the finish line of the race. And so this is probably a checkered formation on the ground. And so you can imagine that's black and white. I can probably help the imagination, I guess. But we'll see how that works out, because I know that I'm terrible at filling lines all the way to the end of things. That's, I guess, a quality that you would usually think would be innate to the human species, but I guess not for this human. Okay, so let's see if that's enough to work with. Alright, so we will continue. And so obviously this hippo is not completely darkness. If this hippo is arguing victoriously, that somewhat implies a level of arrogance. Perhaps the hippo is just so egotistical in its young, inexperienced life that it just simply believes that it is successful at everything it does. But, I mean, you can't judge a book by its cover, unless it's a hippo, I guess, in which you can assume that it is probably quite large and also very hungry usually. Hippos tend to eat a lot. I think I am missing a line there. Okay. There was just a line that was never continued. So I can continue to color this in, and I am still unsuccessful in finishing this off. Obviously, I am not arguing victoriously because I am very confident that I have unsuccessfully colored in the checkered border here, the indicator of success. But I believe that if the hippo was in fact not victorious, then perhaps it would actually be somewhere around here. So we can start to draw our hippo. And so hippos are interesting because they have these little weird pointy ears, but the baby hippos are actually somewhat undeveloped in shape. They kind of just look like little blobs, and that tends to be adorable. But we can imagine that there's at least some muscle tone to it. I would imagine a baby hippo would be relatively large in general, because this is starting to look somewhat like a just a large dog or cat. But a baby manatee is usually along the lines of 30 to 40 pounds. So I would imagine a baby hippo, being slightly more solid, would be somewhere along the lines of 60 to 70 pounds. If anyone wants to actually check that fact for me and post in the comments, please do so. Hippos are actually interesting because they have relatively big teeth, but they aren't necessarily sharp. They make up for this fact in chomping power. So they are more of a crushing animal than a ripping animal. And so I have seen a video of a full-grown hippo eating an entire watermelon in one bite. This is a skill that I personally do not have, and that gives me a respect for said hippo. I actually have mentioned on several occasions to several different people that I enjoy animals that are better at doing something than I am, which is why I like birds and fish, because I cannot breathe underwater, nor can I fly. Now, hippos, do they have the curly tails? I'm going to give this hippo a curly tail, because I think that would add to the picture. But I'm not sure. We'll just assume that there is a curly tail. And so this is probably not the best hippo you've ever seen. I don't know how many hippos you've actually seen, but I think this is an important moment in your life. If you have not seen one before, I am terrible at I can't finish borders. I don't understand. Okay, I think that's closed. Let's see. Nope. Okay, well, this hippo is going to be spray painted. And so, obviously, this hippo is not across the finish line, but in its mind, it is. So it needs to argue that fact to people, because when people are successful, they need to make sure that other people know that they are successful. That's something that successful people do. So that means that this hippo needs to enforce the idea that it has already won, even though it is not across the line. This is a very important portion of the hippo's life, where it needs to begin establishing dominance in its community. And so it needs to start impressing the female hippos. Well, okay, a baby hippo isn't innately male, so perhaps this hippo just wants to stand out in general in its community. But then perhaps we also have some sort of runner in the background that is about to pass this hippo. I think I drew these legs in the wrong order that I was expecting to draw them. But we'll see what we can get out of this. So they have their running shoes that are surprisingly large for running shoes. Usually you want to have some sort of sleek design. We'll try and slim them down a little bit. Okay, so you get one arm behind, and you get one arm forward. This isn't the most anatomically correct person. I mean, all the parts are there, but size and proportion-wise, a lot of things are a little wonky. But I think you get the idea of what I'm going for. So this hippo obviously is not necessarily correct in the fact that it has won the race, but I mean, at least for the time being, it's in the lead. But this person back here is not ready to give up, so they are probably relatively determined. Maybe they're kind of old, so the hippo thinks that it's a shoo-in, and so it starts to chow down on a watermelon. So this watermelon down here is actually what it perhaps this is the prize for winning the race, is this just whole watermelon. And the hippo has decided that it has already achieved the necessary success in order to begin eating the watermelon. The guy behind him, or her, and possibly a woman behind him, I don't think that's a... No, that's a guy. Okay. The guy behind the hippo is probably not going to be too happy that the watermelon is gone. He's going to be sad, I guess, so he's going to cry a little bit. But I think we get the picture. So this is a hippo arguing victoriously. And so I think that we have achieved a relatively finished product, but I want to thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more, I have tons more over on my channel. I stream twice a week, and usually those videos can be split up into a couple videos of their own. So if you don't want to watch another full stream, there are shorter videos available for you. But other than that, I want to thank you guys for watching once again, and I will be seeing you all on Wednesday.